Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene calls for a political and tax revolution in America. I'm going to cover that for you momentarily, why you want to join this peaceful revolution that Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene has invited you, all Americans, to participate in. I'm Peymon, the president of Freedom Law School, which I started in 1996. For over 30 years, I've not filed and paid any federal income taxes and been teaching Americans like you to do the same legally and safely and take our country, freedom, and money back to your pocket. Let's look what's going on out there with Marjorie Taylor Greene. By the way, our website is freedomlawschool.org if you want to learn more about all this, okay? So here's Marjorie Taylor Greene, been on Instagram and on Facebook and on X talking about Freedom Law School. Let's see what she says. Check it out. Here she is.
They're talking about boycotting, federal elections.
Madaheda.
Yes.
Peymon Madaheda. He's the greatest.
He's great.
Freedom Law School. Freedom Law School. Yes.
So good. And the problem with that, years ago is that it was kind of a narrow, only a few people were doing it, and they can attack you if it's just a couple people. But if you had through organization, right? If we spent our time rather than throwing money behind politicians and trying to get good guys elected into a corrupt system, if we took all of that money, all of that organization, all that time and energy and focused it on organizing people to revolt peacefully against the federal government, which is unconstitutional, there's no way they could stop us.
No.
There's no way they couldn't. If 5,000 Americans got together and didn't pay their taxes, what are they going to do? They can't do anything with it.
Well, let me tell you, Peymon Madaheda from the Freedom Law School, I'm going to plug him so hard because
Let's go.
I think this guy has got it right. He has not been paying federal taxes for over 30 years. And Peymon Madaheda has never gone to jail.
Wow.
No.
That's interesting.
Exactly. And there's many people like Peymon from
Yeah.
the Freedom Law School. I'm going to say it over and over again. Freedom Law School. Just look
Okay.
it up. They have a website, and you can educate yourself on the entire process. As a matter of fact, I was shocked to learn that the only people in the United States that are mandated to pay federal taxes are the residents of the District of Columbia.
Let's go. Let's
Yeah.
go.
I don't live in the District of Columbia, neither do you.
That's
So
wild.
no, you're exactly right, Shannon. The way to stand up against this is to say we don't want to participate anymore.
Right.
You guys have screwed us over in so many ways. We're nearly $40 trillion in debt. You and I, we won't see a social security check because it's going to be bankrupt in 2032. They're
Right.
dragging us off in another war after the president promised no more foreign wars. They
Right.
covered up and protected the Epstein class. There was never any accountability or justice for all the COVID crimes. Crimes against humanity, and the list goes on and on and on and on. And they lie every election cycle. It's nothing
Right.
but lies. So why wouldn't the American people organize in a political revolution and tell both parties to kiss our ass and burn the political industrial complex to the ground and say we're not paying our taxes?
Right.
It's the most logical thing we could all do.
Well, folks, here you heard it for yourself. And we are overdue for a political revolution by not paying taxes. That, by the way, as I'll show you in a minute, you never legally owed in the first place to the political industrial complex that she's talking about that deceived you to become a slave of the crooks in the Epstein gang. Now, by the way, let me refresh you that MTG Marjorie Taylor Greene interviewed me in April of this year. Okay, a full, almost an hour interview, and I'm one of my most famous students, this guy Joseph Bannister, former gun-carrying Irish special agent. Okay, that defected to the side of freedom. Okay, and the Irish tried to shut him up when he started asking questions and confronted them with a book about the fraud of the income tax back in 1999. That's him, the gun-carrying Irish special agent, and he could confront him, and they said, get lost. Eventually, they tried to put him in prison, and they failed. He hasn't filed income tax for over 25 years. I haven't filed income tax for over 30 years. Free as a bird. You can be free just the same if you choose to be by educating yourself. See, here's what's going on. What you guys don't know is that, the Trump is in Epstein gang himself. This came out, in March of 2026, of the about 6 billion files on Epstein, only half got released, half that didn't. Guess what? The ones that they released that didn't censor illegally, there's enough in there to show that Trump himself is in the Epstein files himself. But before we get to that, let's look at what MTG Marjorie Taylor Greene says about her conversation with President Trump.
President Trump is yelling at me. The White House is putting pressure on Nancy Mace. They take Lauren Boebert in a skiff. I don't even know what they said to her in there. They are attacking Thomas Massie, nonstop attacking Thomas Massie. And then one day I get a phone call from the president in September, and he is so mad at me. And he's yelling at me, and he's angry at me. And the fact he's like, you're supporting Rand Paul Jr., and he's chewing me out for signing my name on Thomas Massie's discharge petition to release the Epstein files. And I'm trying to tell him, Mr. President, they say you did nothing wrong. Right. This needs to come out. Right. And so we're having this argument. And he tells me on this phone call, he's like, Marjorie, my friends will get hurt.
That's it. That's it. I mean, that is it. Obviously, that's it. Because they're all in here. Imagine the phone calls. It's everyone. It's every single person is on this freaking list. They're all there. Every billionaire, heads of state, Larry Summers, Peter Thiel, they're all in there.
And there, folks. That's right. That's why they covered it up. Because Trump's friends are a bunch of rapist, pedophiles, crooks, criminal, and worse. I can't even say how bad they are. Okay? So, and Trump is covering up for them and himself because look at this. I'm going to show you actually this one document that came out, okay, that you probably haven't seen. This is FBI notes, okay, of 2019, August 22nd, 2019, right? And here's what this report is blacked out quite a bit. Even though it's blacked out quite a bit, that shouldn't be, they marked it confidential. Why? I don't know why. You tell. But how about this part slipped out? You can read it for yourself, the highlighted part, what it says about Trump and this very young woman between 13 to 15 years old, and what happened between her and the 13 to 15-year-old girl, okay? And the guy ended up punching her. So you can read it for yourself, and now you know why they're covering up the Epstein files, and they started this war with Iran. Because Epstein was not a Catholic. He's not a born-again Christian. He's not Seventh-day Adventist. He's not Mormon. He's not Muslim. Okay, he's not Buddhist. Oh, he is a Zionist Jew, very big supporter of Israel, had Ehud Barak, the former prime minister of Israel, in his house many times. The whole thing, in part, is a Israeli Secret Service Mossad, spy blackmail operation, including Trump. He's been blackmailed, along with the congressmen out there, the people in power. They're in there, most of them, if not all of them, okay? Most everybody is in there, so they cannot blow the whistle on themselves. That's what they're defying, okay? And that's why they started a war with Iran to distract you. As long as the war is going on, Epstein files become the second thing. And this war has already cost over $100 billion. And that's the best estimates of the government as of about a month ago. And on top of that, guess what? Many American soldiers have died for the Epstein files and the Israeli government to cover up their crimes. Do you want to pay for that? You've been paying for all this, you know that? That's right, your money's going to bombs out there, and Epstein gang goes for free. So what is your choice? What can you do about a situation like this? Well, there's something we can learn from America's founding fathers we got to remember, okay? Here's what they said. We had 250-year anniversary of the Declaration of Independence recently, right? This is from the government's own website. The Declaration of Independence, what does it say? Okay, let's go down, read together. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they're endowed by their Creator, not the government, but our Creator, with certain unalienable rights, rights that can be taken away and made alien to you. That's what that means, okay? That among these rights are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Yep. And that is to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. And that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is a right of the people to alter or abolish it and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect the safety and happiness. Yes, you, every one of you, has the right, individually and collectively, to get together like the founding fathers and restore free America once again. And that's what she called for. Why? Because just like the founding fathers, when you have a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, evinces or shows designed to reduce them under absolute despotism, tyranny, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. And that's what we have right now, don't we? Epstein gang, these crooks and criminals, with Trump, with Biden, with the Democrats, with Republicans, they're all in it together. They're all blackmailed. They're all compromised. Why pay them any of your hard-earned money? You'd have to do that, folks. You don't need to give up any of your hard-earned money, okay, to the crooks and criminals. The Founding Fathers stopped paying 3% tea tax that the corrupt King of England imposed, right? And instead, they kept the money for themselves because it was their own money. And they took some of that and contributed to George Washington and company that fought that revolution. And they put their lives, their fortune, and their sacred honor all on the line. You can restore freedom without doing any of these things I will show you. You don't have to risk your life, your fortune, or your sacred honor. Okay? And that's why this time it's so exciting. That's why Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene promoted Freedom Law School, because we have a solution you've been looking for long time to get back your freedom, your money, your country. Okay? And how do you do that? Well, it's simple. You go to Freedom Law School's website, freedomlawschool.org. Okay? And when you go there, okay, you'll see that you can restore freedom by never again voluntary pay. The Washington, D.C. swamp the Epstein gang legally and safely with a guarantee if you choose, if you seek the truth. And the truth shall set you free. So you start the 7 easy steps to regain your power and freedom. Okay? And of these 7 steps to free yourself of income tax slavery, these first 4 steps are absolutely free. By the way, you have to pay income tax, federal income tax, payroll taxes, estate tax, corporate tax, gambling tax, okay, even gun manufacturing tax. All that does not apply to any of you other people, but I'm going to focus on income and payroll taxes. You be free, and then, you know, if you're an employer, make sure your employees are also free at the same time, okay? So let's go right back to screen. Okay, here we are. So the first step is to understand that the law is on your side, okay? That based on the official legal websites of the U.S. government, no law requires 99% of Americans to file income taxes. You've been lied to? Yes. For decades, you and your parents and grandparents were lied to and deceived to become slaves of the Epstein gang. Long before Epstein gang existed, there are other crooks and criminals like them in power. Time to wake up, folks. Time to take back your country. Belongs to you, right? So, again, as you heard Marjorie Taylor Greene said, only citizens and residents of Washington, D.C. have to, by law, pay federal income taxes, okay? You don't. You are not a citizen or resident of Washington, D.C. America's 50 countries, plus one Asian country called the District of Columbia, Washington, D.C. And the taxing the people are citizens and residents of that place. Not the 50 states you were deceived to believe you're required to file income tax. Number 2, let's get to it. You got to recognize that you need to stop filing those 1040 income tax forms and put the rope around your neck by signing those 1040 forms under penalty or perjury. That is how you put the noose around your neck by signing those confession forms and claim that you owe the IRS money. And that's how they mess with you. That's why you're so afraid of the IRS. Okay? Yeah, if you don't believe me, here it is. I'm going to show you. You were deceived by your accountant, CPA, HR Block, TurboTax to fill out this form under oath and swear you owe the IRS money when you never owed the federal government any money at all to begin with, okay? And then step 3 is realize you've been duped to being afraid of the IRS. The Wizard of Oz is truly the major media doing it to you like they did to Wizard of Oz, to the Dorothy and her friends. Because you've been brainwashed all your life with the corrupt media. Corrupt pastors tell you, pay your taxes, render unto Caesar's what Caesar's. But you never owed Caesar anything to begin with. See? They assumed that you owe the Caesar. We don't owe Caesar at all, so it doesn't apply all that stuff that they want you to believe it applies, okay? Now, you got to recognize about this that there's about 80 million non-filers in America. Yes. 80 plus million Americans do not file already. Based upon this chart I'm going to show you right here, there's a proof. Boom! This letter came out in 1998 about the 1996 tax filing season IRS calls, right? And it tells you right there to this guy that said there's 63 million non-filers way back in 1996, 30 years ago. Is there 63 million people in prison? Have their bank account paychecks taken? Of course not. Okay? So this idea that, if you don't file income tax, you go to jail. Oh, I'll watch you. You don't go file income tax, you go to jail. Yeah, go ahead, do this stuff. You're going to go to jail. It's a bunch of scare tactics that has worked on your friends. That they scared, they tell you, yeah, you go do it. No, I'll be safe. I'm going to file and pay income taxes. Just do the safe thing. And they put the rope around their neck and give it to the IRS, right? So you're going to free yourself of all this stuff, okay? That's what you got to do. By the way, you got to go to our website and stop income tax withholding from your paycheck. I'll show you that in just a minute. You don't have to pay tribute to the crooked beast, okay? You can write these petitions for free on our website about the law, and they can never show you you're wrong because you're right. These petitions include the law from government's own official legal websites. Once you do that, guess what? You can be free. You declared your independence individually. Write these petitions that have the law in their quoted, listed, attached, even highlighted, and ask the congressman, show me where I'm wrong, please. I owe nothing to the federal government, but if I do, show me, I'll pay my fair share of taxes. All for free at freedomlawschool.org. Any questions? Call us. We'll guide you at 813-444-4800 at no charge, okay? So you don't have to be afraid of the IRS, folks. It's just the whole scam of lies that you are weak when they are weak. As you heard Marjorie Taylor Greene bring it up, okay? Our students, none of them have gone to prison. If they came to Freedom Law School like you, clean. Stop filing income tax with Freedom Law School for the first time and stayed with us. None of them have gone to prison, nor had the paycheck or bank account levied or business or home seized for not filing and paying federal income taxes. All that I just showed you is free. Yes. If you stop filing income tax, you will be left alone by the IRS 99% of the time because you saw it for yourself. There's 80 million non-filers. And you're withholding? I'll show you right here. You can go to our website under right here. Click on Free Yourself from Tax Withholding, okay? Go right there, click on this thing, on this page, and here we have exact instructions to stop your employer from stealing your money and give it to the IRS. This way you legally stop the money being taken from your paycheck. Now, you don't have to file by April 15 that 1040 confession form under oath. No longer have to put the rope around your neck and give it to the IRS to get some of the money that the employee stole from the IRS, from you, gave it to the IRS to get a little bit of that money back. No need. So go to freedomlawschool.org. Call us at 813-444-4800. Stop your employees from stealing your money out of your paycheck, handing it to the Epstein gang through the IRS. It's free. It's your right. It's your money to keep it, and don't give it to the crooks and criminals, okay? And tell your friends, tell your coworkers, I did it, so can you. Remember, the video, the forms, instructions are there following the property for free. Now, some of you say, Peymon, I'm going to do something. I'm going to be organized like Marjorie Taylor Greene said we need to do. Another political tax revolution like America's founding fathers did 250 years ago. How do we organize? How do we get together to make it happen like America's founding fathers did? We don't do a bloody revolution. No, no, no. We do a restore freedom plan. We restore freedom as intended and spelled out by the Declaration of Independence, the U.S. Constitution, and the Bill of Rights. And you got to exercise your right to free speech like I'm doing. Your right to publish material press like I'm doing with you. To associate and assemble with like-minded people like we're doing together right now. That we need to do something about cleaning up our government. And you write your congressman, the petitions I mentioned to Congress are free at freedomlawschool.org. Send them out by certified mail and demand that they answer you. Just like the founding fathers wrote petitions to the crooked King of England. Say, King George, stop abusing our rights. You tell him, hey, I'm not going to give you no more money unless you show me there's a law that requires me to pay money to you, to the IRS, to deliver to the Epstein billionaire gang. Right? We need to exercise this together, but coming together, however, now, we can be even stronger to bring billions back with a B. Yes, billions back and more from the Epstein gang that runs this government to you and American people and our freedoms. So that's what Restore Freedom Plan's all about, by working together. This way, okay, it's very simple. You can enjoy 100% guarantee by working and supporting each other, and you can legally stop filing income taxes. And as long as you are a member of the Restore Freedom Plan to restore America to freedom, Freedom Law School will prevent the IRS from levying your money, or Freedom Law School will reimburse you, and you will not go to prison. Now, again, you don't have to do this, folks. I don't want your money. In fact, most of you should do it on your own. If you're poor, young and poor, do it on your own. Old and poor, do it on your own. If you're poor, do it on your own. There's over 80 million non-filers, remember? You'll be left alone 99+% of the time. However, you want to be having a 100% guarantee and be part of this glorious restoring America to freedom, like Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene said. The Restore Freedom Plan is for you, my friend. And I'd love to join hands with you, because that's been my dream. For over 30 years, I was 29 years old. All this was black hair, okay? And I was saying, we got to take America back. This immigrant from Iran said, America's the greatest country on earth. Why are we losing our freedoms? Because we went to sleep. And we're giving our money so that Epstein gang can be protected by the DOJ. So that Trump does this completely unnecessary, unconstitutional, illegal war, that our soldiers are being killed on behalf of a foreign country of 10 million people, Israel, over there, when America got problems of our own to fix, and the money really, you need the money because inflation is hurting you, right? So let's do it. I'm going to get together with Marjorie Taylor Greene again soon. We'll go talk about this stuff more. But at the end, she can talk about this. I can talk about it. But you are the one that can choose to be free. The freedom is in your hands to grasp. All you have to do is go to freedomlawschool.org, educate yourself about the law, write your congressman. As you drive around, see our videos. Listen to our videos and watch the road. When you get to work, at lunch, or dinner at home, then you watch the videos and listen to it one more time. And then another thing you want to do is to call your friends. You want to tell your friends about Freedom Law School, because that's critical, that we don't keep this information to ourselves, okay? Love and spread the truth about the Restore Freedom Plan, okay? Every one of you can be, if you choose to be, a modern-day Paul Revere and get this message out to your friends, family members, loved ones, co-workers, your community. Hey, let's restore freedom. Let's rebuild American families, America, to be free and the greatest, best country on earth once again, like it was intended to be by America's founding fathers. So with that, brothers and sisters, I give you all my love. I really wish you to be free, happy, prosperous with joy. But remember this, as much as I say all this, it's up to you to choose freedom, prosperity for you and your family, for you to do it on your own, or get together with our Restore Freedom Plan. The choices are yours to make. So go to freedomlawschool.org. Choose. You want to do it on your own? 99+% left alone by the IRS. Don't file income tax. Or don't file income tax anymore with 100% guarantee and be part of Restore Freedom America like America's founding fathers. So I'm here for you. Call us if you have any questions at 813-444-4800 or go to freedomlawschool.org first. Okay, let's get to your questions. Every week I'm here. Now, some of you have sent me emails to review these documents. I will do that too. If you email me, okay, Freedom Law School, okay, at questions@freedomlawschool.org, and you send up to 10 pages of paperwork, I'll review them for you on every Freedom Hour, the next Freedom Hour, for free for you. Okay, again, questions@freedomlawschool.org. Call us. Make sure you receive your email. Make sure my staff knows your email documents are for the Freedom Hour, so they'll be printed out for me to go over with you the next Tuesday night, okay? But we have right now several people waiting to get their questions answered from area code 707, area code 516, area code 210, and then area code 520. So 707 area code caller, please give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Yes, my name is Suzanne. I live here in California, California. My question, I have several questions. I have a really long story. I'm sure you don't have time for it. But I'm at my wit's end. The IRS hasn't got a hold of me yet, but the state of California has. I have not filed my taxes since 2023.
How did you hear about Freedom Law School, by the way?
From friends, podcasts I've been looking into, and then Marjorie Taylor Greene. I saw I found out about the IRS agent years ago, and I checked into him and his story. But when I quit filing, it's because I ended up having to sell a piece of property that I didn't want to sell. But I live in California, and we couldn't afford to keep it anymore because it wasn't bringing us income, and we don't have the money to fix it up. Anyway, so after I sold that piece of property, my tax guy told me how much I was going to owe, and I was floored by the amount that they thought they were going to get from me. And I'm at my wit's end because the state, California, we're just so corrupt. Everyone's so corrupt. And I didn't file because I know my spirit was just screaming within me saying, if I hand them over, if I do my taxes and I hand them over that money, then I'm consenting. I'm consenting what you're doing to these children. I'm consenting to sex trafficking. I'm consenting to it all. And you're just going to give you all this money, and then you're just going to money launder it back to yourselves. And I'm going to be poor, and you're going to have my money. And I was like, this is just not right. So yeah, everyone I talk to, oh, you better file, you're going to go to jail. Everyone's brainwashed. But I have not been contacted by the IRS yet. I'm sure it's coming. But the state of California has sent me a letter back in May, and I just don't know where to start. I don't know. I responded to their letter, and all I wrote was because they said you are required by law to respond to the demand notice, the demand for tax returns.
Suzanne.
And my letter to them was, this letter is regarding the recent notice I received on the 11th, notice number, and I gave them the notice number. I'm respectfully informing you that I will require 90 days in order to respond without waiving any of my rights, whether known or unknown. But can you hear me?
Can't you? Can you?
Hello?
Suzanne, can you hear me? Hold on.
Yes, I can hear you.
I need you to slow down and let me ask you relevant questions so I can answer your questions.
Okay.
The caller. So I need to know a few questions. Answer them. That question and no more. Number one, did the IRS send you a notice of proposed assessment? I mean, the FTB, California Franchise Tax Board, a letter called the Notice of Proposed Assessment.
No, this is demand for tax return.
Okay, demand for tax return.
But
that's all. Okay, hold on.
Yes.
They send you only a demand for tax return about a month ago, a year ago, when?
May of this year.
And that's it?
Because I have not filed. Yes.
Okay, all right, hold on.
But they did.
You sold your house.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Hold on. You sold your house. How much did you get out of the sale of the house?
It wasn't a house. It was a piece of property. We had two parcels. It was a part of a ranch. And it was, we got 1.4.
1.4 million?
Yes. There's also other aspects to the story. So
that's okay.
The other aspect
listen.
Back in the 80s, my mom and grandmother got talked into putting it in a corporation, which should have never been in a corporation. It was put in the wrong corporation. Anyway, so this was actually supposed to be my inheritance, but because it was put in a corporation.
Suzanne, listen to me.
Yes.
You don't let me talk. Cut me off one more time. I'm going next caller. I need you to stop talking.
Okay.
For me, okay? Look, I can help you because you only got from the FDB a demand for return. That is it. That's all you got. You called me at the right time. Before the FDB did send you an official letter called a Notice of Proposed Assessment, which gives you legally 60 days to challenge the FDB. If you don't challenge them in 60 days, on the 61st day, you owe them whatever they claim on that letter. So you called me on time. That's good. That's a good news. You owe them right now zero. You owe zero the California Franchise Tax Board. But I know you want and need some personal attention, okay? This Freedom House is not for that type of situation. This is for people easy situations. And I want to give you all the time that you want and need to tell them your full story, okay? So let's do a private one-on-one consultation. And you can afford it. You're not poor. You just got $1.4 million, okay? Let me show you. You can go to our website and you can do a consultation 2 different ways, okay? You can do a consultation by talking to me, or you can talk to one of my people, okay? If you go there, click on God Help, okay? So here, again, you have options. I charge $1,000 an hour, but I'm the best expert at this. But although I do have people trained underneath me, under my guidance, they charge less. It's $300 for an hour for them, under my guidance and supervision. So you need that private consultation so we can help you to handle this thing right, because you're timely. Thank God we can take care of you, and I'll be happy to listen to you all you want. When you send it for me an hour consultation, you tell me about your mom, about your property, about this and the other, all this stuff relevant. I'll listen to it. So will my helpers, my experts, and we give you the attention you need for you to be free. Okay? So let me go to the next callers, because they got small questions, easy questions. Let me get to them, and I promise you, I'll be there to back you up and be free, not give any of your mind to the crooks and criminals that doesn't belong to them. Okay?
Okay, now where do I go to talk to you?
You could call us at 813-444-4800. For you, that's usually the easiest way. Like, I'm like you, I like to call. Okay? Our website, you can go there under Get Help at freedomlawschool.org. Click on Get Help, and then the page tells you how you can do that. But there, what you want is a private consultation, okay? And the form is there, and give you options of how you want a consultation with me or one of my trained experts. You have a choice of that, okay? So let's do that.
I talked to Cam yesterday, and he told me about this podcast to call you tonight.
Well,
so that's how I got the number for this. So I appreciate you.
Well,
go to the next caller. I will do that.
Yeah,
okay, thank you. Have a blessed
day. Okay? All right.
Yes, thank you. Have a blessed day.
You're welcome. Yeah, thank you, Suzanne. All right, we got right now 3 more callers waiting. We have a call from New York, looks like from 516 area code. Caller, please give me your first name, how I heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
My name is Brendan, and I learned about you from the Stu Peters show.
Speak up, I can barely hear you. Your name, you said, is Brandon, is that correct?
That's right, Brendan. I'm from New York, and I learned about you from the Stu Peters show.
Okay, get close to your microphone because we can barely hear you, okay? Very good. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, hold on.
Go ahead, Brandon.
Okay, so, yeah, good. I'm 72, I'm retired, and I want to know if I would still be able to collect Social Security, Medicare benefits, and my 401k. Would the government shut that down if I didn't pay taxes?
Nope. You good. Any other questions?
No, that's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Very good, my friend.
Thanks, Peymon. I appreciate
welcome.
what you're doing.
My pleasure. See, Suzanne, a lot of these people got easy questions like he does, okay? Easy answers. Yours is more complicated, okay? We got all kind of questions, guys. There's some short, some long ones, right? Let's go now. Before we go to 210, I'm going to let the 520 area code caller know you are next. So 210 area code caller, let's go to you. Give me your first name, how I heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Hi, my name's Fernando Torres. I heard about your school through a good friend of mine who had...
Okay. And how may I help you?
Well, I sent in some paperwork. We received another letter from the IRS, and they've given us some, I guess, the notice of seriously delinquent federal tax certification, and have threatened to remove the, I guess, our eligibility for a passport. And my question is, is there any way to, I guess, circumvent that passport notice? And then our second question is, there was a second batch of letters that we had received just saying that they were not going to accept our payment plan that we had arranged with them, although we had been making like bi-weekly payments. A small amount, but we were just showing the intent to start a payment plan with the IRS for our debt.
Okay. All right. You
So
send us
my question on that one, Peymon,
Yes,
was they said in order for us to be considered for this payment plan, we would need to go back and file the fiscal year 2021 all the way through 2025. And I haven't done those 1040s confession forms, so that was the only way they said they'd work with us on that.
So I know what you got. IRS says you owe them $129,000, Fernando. And it says because you filed with your wife or deceived to sign a 10 for income tax slavery confession forms under oath, swearing that you owe the IRS money for years 2017, 19, and 20. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So first is
And we
recognizing
were audited.
that you owe them money because you filed a confession form. But you owe them nothing according to the IRS for the other years not mentioned, like 2018. It's not listed. 2021, not listed. You owe them nothing. 22, 23, 24, 25, zero. So looks like you learned your lesson, which is do not sign and file those 10 for income tax slavery confession forms under oath, claiming you owe the IRS money.
Yes, sir.
You guys getting it? That's how they get you. There's the thing that the media tells you, oh, the safe thing to do is to file a 1044. Don't listen to those guys. You're going to get in trouble. Sign a 1044. Pay me the accountant, CPA, tax attorney. I'm your expert to help you. He is ignorant. He knows nothing about the Internal Revenue Code, the federal tax laws. He pretends to know. All he knows is to make you a slave of the IRS. Fill out the IRS forms. He didn't even study any of these tiny fine minutiae of the federal tax laws at all. So, now, guess what the IRS is telling you and Elizabeth? He's saying, Fernando, before we give you a break, let you make a much bigger payment plan on $130,000 that you owe us. You must be a repeat customer. File confession forms in 10 for income tax slavery confession forms for 2021, 22, 23, 24, and 25 years. 5 more years you got to confess you owe us money, and then fill out a form that tells us all your income and assets that you have. Your job, your business, bank account, paycheck, stocks, bonds, crypto, real estate, everything you have.
Mm-hmm.
So that under oath, of course, you swear to it. Then we'll choose to first say, hey, liquidate that bank account. Liquidate your stocks, bonds. Come on, you don't need that. You owe us money. That money is ours, not yours, in your bank accounts, in your stocks, or whatever you own. That's our money that you're holding on to. Liquidate that first. Everything you got that can be liquidated, will be liquidated. Given to the IRS. Then we'll talk about a payment plan, but you're going to be live like a pauper. We give you money, allocations for your rent, insurance, car payments, okay, other absolute necessities, and only so much for food like the average American that you cannot afford to eat out. You can't afford to eat good quality food like grass-fed beef or organic pasture-raised chicken. No, you got to eat cheap food like most Americans. And you give us a lot. Mm-hmm. And now that you owe them instead of $129,000, maybe, who knows, $300,000, $500,000 or more. Your payment plan would be a lot more you can't afford anyways. So, sorry to give you the bad news, but I'll give you the good news too. The bad news is, I'm not a magician. I can't make this thing go away. But the good news is you stopped. You stopped signing those 10 for income tax, slavery, confession forms under oath, and confessing that you owe the Irish money when you owe them nothing to begin with. So they don't want your money? Tell them, okay, take a hike. I was paying you money on my own. You don't want it? Okay? Now you can pay him on your own. If you're not, it's up to you. I cannot tell you to pay or not pay. That's your choice. But I know most people say, hey, if you don't pay me, so I'm gonna stop. Fine. You don't want my money, I'll stop. But put that money aside. If you don't pay him, put that money aside. Okay? I personally prefer the bank account. No, the Irish can potentially levy that bank account, take it. Maybe you want to have gold or silver in your possession, or maybe crypto, okay? A little crypto in the wallet, now an exchange like Coinbase, in a private wallet perhaps. Privately have the money in your possession unless you want the IRS to have the ability to take it. It's your choice. Don't put it in stocks, bonds, or bank account type of thing, okay? And then save up your money. And another thing you could do, you could pay the IRS off by referring people to Freedom Law School. And when they join a Restore Freedom plan, remember, we'll pay you 50% of the person's first year membership when they join a Restore Freedom plan underneath, by you refer them to us. So join a Restore Freedom plan, refer other people to us, tell them, hey, learn from my mistake. Okay? And let's go from here forward. And that's the good news part of it. Okay?
So can I go back on that bad news? You were saying that the
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. So the bad news, I know you had said or alluded to, it's up to us to make the payments without any type of approval from them. Would you still suggest that I still continue making the payments just to show, I guess, in good faith that we're going to pay off that 129 slowly, but after we get some transactions and some real estate too, we could potentially make larger payments to pay that debt off and then move forward with those other years not filing.
I cannot tell you which way to go because you filed the confession form under oath. You were duped into signing it by your accountant. Okay, so some people, there's three kinds of people when it comes to IRS money. One kind says, what I'm going to show you on the screen right now. Okay, let me right here. Look at my screen. Okay, the IRS is such a brokered agency. Here we go. That they're not coming after people like you by force. Okay, they are not coming after people like you. Okay, for the most part. This chart shows that forced collections are down by over 90%. We got to fix this page. Just let me do it properly, the circle thing. We'll fix it later on. Remind me, okay? In 2011, they had about 3.7 million people that they took their bank account or paycheck, that type of thing. But by 2021, that number drastically went down to 300,005. Hugely went down, over 90% drop in Irish taking bank accounts and paychecks. So that means 9 out of 10 plus Irish will leave you alone because Irish just simply doesn't have enough resources and people, organization to take your money. As hard to believe as it seems, it is the fact, it is the truth. Okay, now, some people would say, well, if that's the case, I'll take my chances. I put money aside in my mattress, in gold, maybe a crypto wallet, whatever. And in case they take my money, that's okay, because I saved the money. Some people might say, hey, you know what? I sleep better if I just pay him off. And like you said, I'm going to get this real estate sale coming up pretty soon. With that, as soon as I sell that real estate in the next 6 months or 2 years, I'll pay him off, get him over. That's fine too. That's your decision to make. Okay? Some people say, take a middle of the road, make a payment here and there. Anyhow, even though they told you no, make a payment plan anyhow just to show that they're making the payment. good faith. Even though the IRS told you no, on your new trial, paying them something anyways. I cannot tell you which way to go. Ultimately, it's your decision. What I would do is not necessarily what you want to do for yourself that makes sense for you and your family. Okay? Any other questions?
No, thank you so much for taking my question.
You're welcome, my friend. And okay, folks, we're the next callers. Let's see. We have a call from area code 520, but a caller also got added from area code 931 after him next. So, 520 caller, please give me your first name. I heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Yes. Hi, Peymon. My name is Sam, and I heard about your company with news treason. My first question is, will the IRS use tax collection agencies to collect on taxes, as past due taxes?
I did not understand your question. Say it again.
Will the IRS use professional tax collection agencies to collect on past due taxes?
Well, they may do that. They are so overburdened and incompetent and lazy and disorganized. That's why they chose to reduce the number of forced collections on people's bank accounts and paychecks called levies by over 90%, from 3.7 million instances in 2010 and 11 to about 300,000 in 2021. It's about the same right now. So the IRS, what they do is they send out a vast number of these claims that people owe them IRS money, like you, perhaps, to the private, toothless companies that all they can do is send a letter to you saying, hey, IRS tells us that you owe the IRS money. We're here to collect that money. Please pay. At that time, it is your choice to pay or simply ignore the private collection company. Know this. The private collection company has no legal authority to take your bank account, paycheck, or any of your property. They cannot do that. Only the IRS itself can do that, because they are they're doing government. They're governments. The private company cannot do that. So, that being the case, when they give your case to a private collection agency, IRS has basically said, we're giving up on you. We are too incompetent, lazy, busy, disorganized to come after you, or just can't handle all the calls that people are calling us to stop their paycheck from being taken. And so we just give it up on you. And that happens. They've reduced the number of levies because, again, they're so lazy, disorganized, incompetent, that people who actually owe the money, like you heard already, the last caller, Fernando, who call them up to make a payment plan, they put them on hold for 2-3 hours or more just to take the payment plan arrangement. So because they know that about 2/3 of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, and if they take your bank account or paycheck, you cannot pay your rent next month. So, and if that happens, you're going to be calling the IRS incessantly. Visit a local IRS office that cannot help you, or call a taxpayer advocate's office to help you, or call a congressman to help you. And that's a lot more work for the IRS they cannot handle. It forced them to break down even worse. So they'll leave you alone. Okay? So that being the case, you know, if they give you a case to a toothless private collection agency, they've actually done you a favor by telling you, we've written you off. And I know people that have cases as big as $250,000 or more that the IRS has taken, that given to these private toothless collection agencies. That's right. 100,000, $250,000 or more I've seen that they leave them alone. So does that help you with your question?
Yeah, I don't even know that much. It's like 26,000, so I'm sure what you're saying is correct and confirms what I previously thought. I was hoping, and I've been hoping that the Trump administration will abolish the IRS like they've been talking about, and but I'm not going to hold my breath for that. I do have one more question, if you would, please.
Yes.
So my wife is from the Philippines. We've been married for 8 years. She currently has a green card. We quit paying our taxes 3 years ago. It was in 2023. And she's now afraid, she's letting fear rule her, obviously, but she's afraid that she will not be able to apply for her citizenship if we have not paid our taxes.
Well, she also has a fear of lightning and die in a car accident. Okay, or my
sorry,
fear of heart
that,
attack. I cannot address people's fears.
Of course.
What else do you have a question about?
Well, so
yes. Any other questions, Sam? Is she there with you? She can ask me directly if she wants to. You don't need to translate for her.
Oh, I'm sorry. She's sleeping right now. She works night shifts. So
okay.
She's not available.
Okay. Oh, then you good right now, Sam?
Yeah, that's the only other question I had. I appreciate your time, Brandon, and thank you for what you're doing.
You're welcome, my friend. Thank you for calling. I appreciate you calling, my friend. Okay. Let's see. We have another caller now coming up from area code 931. 931 area code caller. Please give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
It's Allison. I heard about you on Real Noggin's YouTube channel.
On what channel?
About a year. Real Noggins? I'm not sure if you ever heard of that.
No, that's okay. You know what that is?
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I'll write it down for me. Okay, all right. And how can I help you, Allison?
Okay, but the reason I'm calling is I've been receiving several letters. Well, this is my third letter from the IRS. I did email it yesterday, so I'm not sure if you received it or not. But what it is, before I knew of your channel or knew of you, I had stopped paying taxes based on being an Aboriginal American, and that's the notification that I sent to the IRS. They recognize that as being, I guess, frivolous, and they won't accept that. So this is the third letter that I just received, is stating, if I don't file my taxes on return, they'll assess a $5,000 penalty against me for each year. So I wanted to I know I'm not going to file, but I wanted to see how I should handle this letter. And they gave me 30 days to respond to the letter.
Okay, well, you see, you got a letter, you know why?
Because I sent those.
That's right. Because you started a can of worms on your own. As your letter says, I have in front of me that you filed a tax return. Why did you file a 1040? Income tax reform.
I didn't file it for the years that they're requesting the money from. I'm not sure why they, I guess, stated that in the letter, but I didn't file it for 2018 and 2018, and then I haven't filed any since 2021. I did file in 2019.
Well, this one claims is for your 2021. Okay.
Yes, and I haven't filed any since on 2020 since 2021 was the last time not 2021. 2020 was the last time I filed taxes. So they're trying to collect for 2021, and I have not filed it. Even though this letter states that, I have not filed it.
Okay, Allison, guess what? Just ignore this dumb letter they send you by error about the 2021 tax slavery form that they claim you filed with them. Just ignore them. This is a dumb computer-generated letter. Folks, you got to recognize this. IRS is it's a Wizard of Oz. There's not somebody sitting in the house to George or Steve or Robert looking at you, Allison, saying, Allison, I'm watching you. Allison, where's that cartoon? You know, you can bring it up for me, okay? I'm watching you, Robert. I'm watching you. Like in that Monsters, Inc. There's nobody watching you. Okay? These are dumb computer-generated letters. You don't have to respond to them at all. You can ignore them. If they are supposed to come after you, they have to issue, you see on my website, a notice of deficiency. That's the official letter. They have to send you. These letters mean nothing at all. This says, if you don't retract your tax return, which you say you didn't file at all, we'll penalize you $5,000. But you never filed a tax return for 2021 to begin with. So don't worry about it. Just go on with your life and be free. And go to freedomlawschool.org and educate yourself about your rights and freedom. That's all you got to do.
I will.
Okay?
Okay, I will. Thank you so much.
You are welcome. Yeah, see, the problem is that they use all these scare tactics. But you have the power if you educate yourself. They made us so ignorant about the public school system, the government schools, universities teach nothing about the law and our rights. All they do is help us be good little slaves, right? And then we don't know what to do. So, but you were never meant to be a slave of the IRS, of the Epstein billionaire gang. You just have to recognize your power. And the only way you do that is by educating yourself at freedomlawschool.org. Okay, our website. If you have questions, call us at 813-444-4800, and we'll answer your questions there as well for free. So let's go to another call that just joined us. Looks like from area code 240. 240 area code caller, please give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, speak up, please.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth. I learned from you through a LinkedIn page, Todd Dool, who had referred a tax specialist. I'm so sorry, I can't remember his name, but his website had your website, and I just kept following along, and I've been listening to you for the past several weeks, and thank you for all of your strength and defense you've given us. I have a question. First, just a quick one, I hope. Before I knew, but I had suspected about tax filings. In 2024, I had filed the slave form, and I amended it and used, because of my employment, and used the form 4852 to to reclaim all of my tax payments back. And they made their own changes to my filing and added a dependent, which isn't, they can't, I don't even know how they've done it. They've manipulated the filings and are refusing to give me my tax return. So that's one thing. And then the other one is, since 2018, I've had, well, actually about 2015, residual tax debt. So every credit I've been getting has been going back to a previous year, And in 2018, I don't want to overtalk you just in case. They continue to add liabilities and, sending me the threatening letters and adding penalties, but I'm not filing anymore 1041. Sorry.
Okay.
Did I lose you?
Yeah, Form 4852 that you did to amend the tax return and get your money back is something that sometimes works. A lot of times it does not work. So don't do it again.
Okay.
Sometimes you get a check on a website, you see that, it worked. Another time they give you no money. They give you maybe $5,000 penalty, a frivolous filing penalty they claim. And then on top of that, they may come after you for more money. So don't do that anymore. Just stop filing 1040 income tax slavery forms. Stop. Educate yourself at freedommoscow.org and stop doing that. And look, year 2026. And besides 2018 that you did that, I don't see any problem because it seems like you basically haven't filed a 1040 confession forms since then, correct?
Right, because they won't. I haven't gotten a return. They just keep liability me. It was a terrible divorce I went through, and some partnerships that were established without my knowledge. And
Speak up, get close to the microphone. I can barely hear you.
Liabilities. Can you hear me?
Get close to your microphone so the audience
now?
can hear you better. I hear you, but I don't think they do because you're not close to your microphone. Go ahead,
Thank you. Sorry. So they just keep having these liabilities that I don't know how they won't. I've done the 843 abatement forms twice. They basically, because I went through a bad divorce, there were some partnerships I wasn't aware of I was made a pass-through entity. This would take a consult with you, but the abatement forms that I'm continuing to file, and I guess, is it okay to file an involuntary tax filing? I thought that I saw a brochure that said we're allowed to send them notice that we're not filing taxes anymore. Or do we just ignore it? I know I'm asking a couple questions here, but
neither, Elizabeth, you gotta stop going online and do all this garbage, patriot mythology nonsense they keep coming across. 4852, abatement letter. Abatement is nothing. Abatement letter. Okay, that means nothing. You have a problem going on. I got to see your paperwork to see what's going on. I'm not a magician.
Okay.
To give you a simple answer, poof, here goes away, IRS, because I know you have a pre-existing mess. I got to see your letters, what you sent to the IRS, how they responded, the back and forth. Then I can evaluate your case. Put the Constitution on the page, please, okay?
Okay.
So you need a private one-on-one consultation, okay? So that myself, one of my special trained experts, can go over your paperwork, okay? And see, what's going on. So the form on the screen, but the way you get to the form to begin with is you go on our website on the Get Help. On the top left, the Freedom Law School Get Help. Click on the Get Help page, okay, and then you go down, see order for, the consultation one, okay? There's order form right there. You click on that, okay, and you need to talk to me or one of my people. I recommend my people, my experts, because they charge less. $300 an hour from me is $1,000. So let one of my experts help you, but we got to see any and all of your paperwork, okay, to see what's going on, okay? And based upon that, we can tell you the best possible courses of action that are available to you.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay. Sorry, it wasn't an easy question.
No, it's not that. It's just that without the paperwork, I'm going blind. It's like calling the doctor for a neck, back, eye problem on the telephone. You got to come for a visit with a doctor, right? Same thing here.
Okay, so just a quick question then. Is the abatement form, I thought there was a one-time, I'm not going to get into it or whatever, but so you don't recommend even the
There's no
one-time
such
abatement for any?
There is no such thing as abatement from the IRS, $1,000 or $1 billion to make it go away by abatement form. Come on, are you kidding me? baby, would love to have that form. I would love to have it. Hey, baby, form. Come on, I need it. I owe it as $1 billion. Just give me a little letter, then make him go with, whew, magician just came. Jesus Christ just saved all my money out of the IRS. Come on.
Wow, what do you call that? Wasting forms.
Okay? It's just that people sell the garbage out there, okay? There's no magic bullet out there. I have no magic wand, unfortunately. Okay, just don't do any of that silly stuff. Let's get to your situation.
Okay.
I'll look at your paperwork, and then we can see what the options are for you. Okay?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. My pleasure, Elizabeth.
Bye-bye.
Okay, folks, the board is open right now. If you have any questions, you can call right now. The two people with questions, actually, that paperwork, they already sent it. I answered the Fernandez and Allison's answers questions already. So if you have a question, call right now. The number to call is 813-444-4800. On your telephone keypad, you press 1, and I'll take your question right now. Call 424-552-1299, and then on the keypad, you press 1, and I'll take your question right now. So I'm going to wait another 30 seconds for someone to join. Basically, people, the tools are there available for you at freedomlawschool.org. I recommend that since you're too busy to listen to the videos on our website at freedomlawschool.org, get your cell phone up, hook it up to your car, let it play the videos as you drive around and watch the road. Listen and learn about your rights and your freedom from the IRS at freedomlawschool.org. At work during lunch, you cannot talk. You can only listen, right? You have your mouth full of food. Yeah, but ears are open. Play the video again. And this time, watch and listen and verify everything for yourself and know the truth for yourself. When you get home for dinner, again, you're going to chew your food at dinner time. Can't talk. Okay. Play the next video. Listen and watch it during dinner to verify everything. You do this for a few days or a week. You know your rights. You're going to be free. That's it. A little education can go so far. Of course, I recommend you watch everything 2 or 3 times to make sure you understand it well. Interruptions will come. People will call you. Somebody will want your attention. That's okay. Take the call if you have to, okay? We'll come back to it, okay? And you'll be free. Okay, we have 2 new callers from area code 707 and another one from, we don't have, I'm sorry, from area code 520. I'm mistaken. A caller from Georgia from area code 520, correct? Okay. The 520 caller from area, from 449 prefix. Please announce your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Yeah, hi, Tim. This is Sam calling again. I talked to you.
Oh, you already took care of it? Okay. All right, you called earlier, right?
I just wanted to readdress a question I had previously about my wife from the Philippines.
Yes.
Who, her and I haven't paid taxes since 2023.
Yes.
I just wanted to be clear. You would only talk with her about that issue of if she's eligible, or if she's still eligible to be to get her U.S. citizenship if she doesn't pay taxes.
Why wouldn't she be? What makes you think she would have been?
Because when she originally her green card through the application process, we had a lawyer. They wanted to see our tax forms, and she believes they'll want to see our tax forms again when she applies for her citizenship.
Well, she has already applied for citizenship, and they asked her for tax returns.
She has not applied for her U.S. citizenship yet. She still has a green card.
Well, apply then. Apply.
Okay. And,
you're expecting a problem that hasn't come up yet. Apply.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just not aware of that. I know you've come to this country from Iran. I thought maybe you would know the issue.
I went through the process back in 1989, became a U.S. citizen, and the question said, have you ever failed to file a return? that you were required to file. And I never filed a tax return. Actually, twice I filed on my wife's 1040 form. I'm sorry, I did. She asked me to sign on her 1040 form so she gets more money back that way. I said, okay, fine. If it helps you, I'll sign. And that's all I did. And the Irish, the immigration, never asked any question about that whatsoever. And I was good. I became an American citizen.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess we'll try it then.
Yep. There you go.
All right. Thank you, Peymon. Appreciate your time.
You're welcome, my friend. All right, folks. Thank you for being with me. I appreciate every one of you. I love you. And I invite you to love yourself. Don't let fear control you. Remember, there's two motivations in life. Fear and love. God is love. Satan is fear. Look what they're doing out there. They always make you afraid of the Chinese, Iranians, Russians, Arabs, Muslims. You know, all these to scare you, to get you to, oh yeah, they're going to come kill us all. It's a bunch of nonsense, folks. Like about Iran being a nuclear weapon. Israel has over 200 nuclear weapons they're not admitting to. Iran doesn't even want to need a nuclear weapon. Oh, they want to come get a nuclear weapon to nuke America. Now, but that would be, come on, you think they're stupid? They're just insulting your intelligence. Why would they want to do that? So would America, with the biggest nuclear arsenal in the world, come and nuke Iran 100 times more? Makes no sense. Come on. But they use fear. That works. Oh yeah. The bad Iranians, I heard about them. The Iranians, they want to nuke us. It's a bunch of lies using fear. So same thing, folks. You got to just educate yourself. Love the truth. Seek the truth. And the truth shall set you free. The answers are there at freedomlawschool.org. Okay, we have also a page called, just so you know that, called the Frequently Asked Questions, okay? FAQ under Get Help, go on educational. The first thing we have is FAQ, Frequently Asked Questions. I've done video on a lot of these most commonly asked questions. So help yourself of that and go through our 7 steps at freedomlawschool.org and call us if you have questions at 813-444-4800. With that, I'll give you all my love and my knowledge and wish freedom, peace, love, and happiness for every one of you.